In today's video, we are going to be taking a look at 12 rare and expensive GameCube games and speculating on why they might be rare and expensive. So let's go ahead and jump right into the video. Now, earlier this year, I actually did a video on a bunch of rare and expensive GameCube games along with some extra things to talk about, and I'll leave a link to that in the description down below. But the games that I talked about in that video were Gotcha Force, Cubivore Survival of the Fittest, Fire Emblem Path of Radiance, Disney Sports Basketball, Go-Go Hyper Grind, NCAA College Basketball 2K3, Chibi Robo Plug Into Adventure, Skies of Arcadia Legends, Tube Slider, Rally Championship, and City Racer. Well, in today's video, we're going to look at 12 more rare and expensive GameCube games. I'm going to talk about estimated sales numbers. I'm going to talk about what they're worth on average, what they're going for on eBay on average, what they're selling for on eBay on average, and then we'll also kind of speculate why they're rare and expensive, because you know, with some of these games, it's hard to pin down the number one reason. So really all I can do is speculate on that. So we're going to do that as well. And this is part one. There's going to be a part two in about a month where we're going to look at 13 more rare and expensive GameCube games. So make sure that you check that out in about a month. Also worth mentioning is the sales data I am getting from VGCharts.com. And it may not be 100% accurate, but it will give us at least a roundabout estimation as to what the sales more than likely were for each game, which can give us a good idea of why they're so rare and expensive. Also keep in mind that all the price charting prices and the eBay listed and eBay sold prices I'm going to mention in today's video are at the time of this recording. Those prices, of course, could change by the time you're watching this video. Let's go ahead and jump into the first game. So the first game we're going to talk about is Gauntlet Dark Legacy, which is a game for up to 4 players, and it is a dungeon crawling action RPG. Gauntlet Dark Legacy was released on the GameCube on March 6, 2002, and it was also released on the PlayStation 2 and the Xbox. The estimated units sold in North America were around 140,000. On PriceCharting.com, the average price for a complete copy is around $73. I'm seeing average eBay listed prices for around $90 complete, and I'm seeing average eBay sold listings for around $80 complete. The next game is Eternal Darkness Sanity's Requiem, which is a third-person action-adventure survival horror game. Eternal Darkness Sanity's Requiem was released on June 23rd, 2002, and it is a GameCube exclusive, has not been re-released for any other console. It sold around 340,000 units in North America. Currently on price charting, I'm seeing the average complete price at around $74. I'm currently seeing eBay listings for around $80 complete, and I'm seeing recent eBay sold listings for around $80 complete. Next up, we have Animaniacs The Great Edgar Hunt, which is a 3D platformer. Animaniacs The Great Edgar Hunt was released on September 18, 2005. It also released on the PlayStation 2 and the Xbox. Sold around 20,000 units in North America. I'm seeing current price charting complete prices at around $81. I'm seeing it currently listed on eBay at around $110 complete, and I'm seeing recent sold listings for around $100 complete. Next up, we have Def Jam Fight for New York, which is a fighting game for up to 4 players where you play as iconic rappers and hip-hop artists. Def Jam Fight for New York was released on the GameCube on September 21st, 2004. It also released on the PlayStation 2 and the Xbox. It sold around 170,000 units in North America. I'm seeing price charting average complete prices at around $100. I am seeing current eBay listed prices at around $115 complete, and recent eBay sold listings at around $100 complete. Next up is Groove Rider Slot Car Thunder, which is a racing game, and my copy is actually sealed, factory sealed, which is really awesome. Groove Rider Slot Car Thunder was released on the GameCube on September 28th, 2003. It also released on the PS2 and the Xbox. It sold around 10,000 units in North America. I'm seeing the average complete price on price charting at around $100. I'm seeing current eBay listings at around $100 complete, and recent eBay sold listings at around $110 complete. Next up is Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness, which is an action-adventure game set in the Pokemon universe. Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness was released on the GameCube on October 3rd, 2005. It is a GameCube exclusive and has never been re-released on any console. It sold around 1,420,000 units in North America. Price charting average complete price is around $100. I'm seeing current eBay listings complete at around $105, and I'm seeing recent eBay sold listings at around $100 complete. Next up is Spirits and Spells, which is a 3D action-adventure platformer. Spirits and Spells was released on the GameCube on September 24th, 2003. It also released on the PlayStation 2. It sold around 10,000 units in North America. Current price charting complete price is around $139. I'm seeing current eBay listings complete at around $185, and I'm seeing recent eBay sold listings complete at around $180. Next up is Pokemon Coliseum, which has a story mode, but it also has a battle mode similar to the Pokemon Stadium games on the Nintendo 64. Pokemon Coliseum was released on the GameCube on March 22nd, 2004 as a GameCube exclusive, and it has not been re-released on any consoles. In North America, it sold around 2,410,000 copies. Current price charting complete price is around $75, and I'm also seeing current eBay listings as well as recent eBay sold listings complete at around $75. Next up is Baten Kaitos Origins, which is a RPG game. Baten Kaitos Origins was released on the Nintendo GameCube on September 25th, 2006, and it is a GameCube exclusive that has never been re-released. In North America, it sold around 60,000 units. I'm seeing current price charting prices complete at around $94 on average. I'm seeing current eBay listings at around $90 complete, and I am seeing recent eBay sold listings at around $100 complete. Next up is Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door, which is one of my favorite games of all time, and it is a RPG. Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door released on the GameCube on October 11th, 2004, and it is a GameCube exclusive and has never been re-released. It sold around 1,910,000 copies in North America. Price charting average complete price is around $88. I'm seeing current eBay listed prices complete at around $100, and I'm seeing recent eBay sold listings complete at around $90. Next up is Lost Kingdoms 2, which is an action RPG that was developed by From Software. Lost Kingdoms 2 released on the GameCube on May 13th, 2003 as a GameCube exclusive, and it has never been re-released. It sold around 40,000 units in North America. The average complete price on price charting is $99. I'm seeing current eBay listed prices at around $130 complete, and I'm seeing recent eBay sold listings at around $150 complete. And finally, we have Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg, which is a 3D platformer, and I actually did an episode of GameCube Gallery on this game, going over it in comprehensive detail. I'll leave a link to that in the description down below. Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg released on the Nintendo GameCube on September 23rd, 2003. It is a GameCube exclusive, and the only other platform that it was re-released on was the PC. It sold around 190,000 units in North America. Current price charting average complete prices are around $55. I'm seeing current eBay listed prices at around $70 complete, and I'm seeing recent eBay sold listings at around $60 complete. So if you take the price charting average prices, some of the eBay listed prices, the eBay sold listings, then you can come to an average value for these 12 games at around $1,000 to $1,200. Could be more or less depending on condition. These are all pretty rare games that are pretty hard to find, some more than others of course, and let's kind of speculate on why that is, why some of these games are rare, why some of these games are expensive, and all I can do is speculate. I wasn't able to find any definitive information as to why some of these games are rare or expensive. If you know anything about these games and why they're rare and expensive, feel free to throw that in the comments down below. If you have any definitive information, or if you just have theories, feel free to throw all those in the comments down below. But let's actually start with these three: Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness, Pokemon Coliseum, and Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door. These are all games that are first party Nintendo titles, and they all sold over 1 million copies. So obviously they didn't have a low print run. Nintendo manufactured and distributed plenty of copies of these three games. So then the question is, why are they rare and why are they expensive if they are relatively common? Well, the problem is they're not common, they're rare. And the only thing that I can figure as to why they're so rare and why you don't see them hardly ever out in the wild is because these games are so good and so popular that most of the people that bought these games more than likely kept their copy and don't want to get rid of it. So what I'm saying here is the reason that these games are so rare and expensive is because there's a high demand for them and there aren't very many copies floating around. Now you'll see quite a few of these listed on eBay, which, you know, that's where you're going to find the rare games, is on eBay. It makes sense. But when you go out and about to flea markets, thrift stores, pawn shops, retail game stores, you're not going to see these games very often. And like I said, my speculation as to the reason behind that is because most of the people that have these games do not want to get rid of them because they love them so much. I know that's the case with the Pokemon games because that seems to happen with all the Pokemon games. They all become hard to find and they shoot up in value because Pokemon is so immensely, insanely popular that people don't want to get rid of them. It also doesn't help that all three of these are GameCube exclusives that were never re-released on any other console. So that makes them even more sought after, especially by GameCube collectors. But they're not just sought after by collectors, they're sought after by people that love Pokemon, people that love Paper Mario, people that love the GameCube and love these games are going to try to find them and track them down and more than likely never get rid of their copies. So that's my speculation as to why these three are rare and expensive and continue to go up in rarity and value. But feel free to throw your theories in the comments down below. Now for these three, Gauntlet Dark Legacy, Def Jam Fight for New York, and Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg, I suspect something similar with these third-party games. Now, Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg is a Sega game. It was developed by Sega, released as a GameCube exclusive, and the only other platform you can play this on is the PC. So, you know, and it also has a cult following. It's considered a hidden gem on the GameCube. A lot of people love this game. So I suspect with this one, it's probably the case of just like with Pokemon and Paper Mario, people probably don't want to come off their copies. Also, you know, I would say that Billy Hatcher probably had a low print run from Sega because it's a new IP from Sega. Sega probably didn't want to take any chances and they probably didn't put out very many copies initially. And then, you know, of course, Billy Hatcher had 190,000 units sold, which is, you know, it's not terrible, but it's not that great. It probably didn't impress Sega very much, so they probably didn't do another run, or if they did, it was very limited. And I suspect something similar with Gauntlet Dark Legacy and Def Jam Fight for New York. These are both very popular and very well received third-party games with high reviews, so I suspect people that have copies of these games do not want to come off of them because of the fact that they're so good. However, these games were available on other consoles as well, but they're also rare on the other consoles, just not as rare as the GameCube versions. Now, for these three, Lost Kingdoms 2, Baten Kaitos Origins, and Eternal Darkness Sanity's Requiem, you know, all three of these games were GameCube exclusives as well. They were never re-released on any other console, so I suspect that's probably why these are hard to find. And it doesn't help that we have two RPGs and a mature rated survival horror game published by Nintendo with Eternal Darkness. So I suspect that all three of these games had low print runs because let's face it, you know, RPGs during that era, they were still a fairly niche market in the United States. I mean, they were popular, but it was a niche market. They weren't, you know, as widely popular as other games, which is why a lot of RPG games are pretty rare and shoot up in value very fast. Eternal Darkness, I suspect Nintendo probably did a low print run of it because the fact that it's a mature rated title published by Nintendo, which they did not do that very often. That was pretty rare for Nintendo back in those days. So Nintendo probably didn't think that it would sell very well. So I have a feeling they didn't put very many copies of it out there. And again, most of the people that have a GameCube and have copies of these games probably don't want to come off of them. They're probably in the hands of collectors. So I would say there are not very many copies of these circulating out there in the wild. And it doesn't help that they're all three really good games as well. And finally, we have Spirits and Spells, Groove Rider Slot Car Thunder, and Animaniacs The Great Edgar Hunt. These are our three very low sellers. Spirits and Spells sold around 10,000, Animaniacs sold around 20,000, and Groove Rider sold around 10,000. So between these three games total, they only sold around 40,000 units. And it's probably because, you know, they're very unknown titles like Groove Rider, Slot Car Thunder. You walk into a store, you're going to be like, what the hell is that? Spirits and Spells, you walk into a store, you're going to be like, what the hell is that? Now, Animaniacs obviously had a bit more recognition behind it because the Animaniacs cartoon was fairly popular back in those days, but I still suspect that all three of these games had a very, very low print run because, you know, these publishers are small publishers as well. We have Encore for Groove Rider Slot Car Thunder. We have what looks like Dreamcatcher for Spirits and Spells. And then we have Ignition Entertainment for the Animaniacs. These, I would suspect, are all pretty small publishers. I mean, I haven't even heard of any of them. Also, Spirits and Spells was a GameCube exclusive, so I suspect that all three of these games had very, very low print runs, which is why they're so damn hard to find and so expensive. Now, these games didn't used to be expensive about a year or two ago. They weren't, and I think that was simply because people didn't realize just how rare they are. Now people are starting to realize how rare they are. A lot of the copies are falling into the hands of collectors, and there aren't very many out there in circulation. I mean, I've never seen any of these games out in the wild. None of them. So that right there tells me, and I do a lot of game hunting, so that right there tells me that they're extremely rare and hard to find. Good luck if you're a GameCube collector and you want these three games. Good luck, because you may have to resort to eBay, and if you do, get your wallet ready because it's gonna hurt. So again, I want to emphasize that these are just my speculations as to why these games are so rare and expensive. I could be completely wrong. I could not even know what the hell I'm talking about. So again, let me know in the comments down below if you have any theories as to why some of these games are so damn rare and expensive. And that's it for today's video. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure and hit that like button. Let me know in the comments down below if you have anything to say about any of these games. Be sure to tune in to part 2 of this video, which will be published in about a month, where we're going to take a look at another 13 games that are rare and expensive on the GameCube. And folks, if you're new here, consider subscribing so that you can join the Retro Wolf family. As always, stay safe out there, keep playing games and having a good time, and I'll see you all in the next video. Later.